the setting the same. I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me. You remain the same.
The competitor looking at you silently. You see that you should be and by anything that does not
God from age to age, though the earth may pass away, your word remains the same. Yeah, your history can prove there's nothing you can't do. You're faithful and true. Though the storms may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast and let my heart learn. When you speak a word, it will come to pass. Great is your faithfulness to me. Oh, great is your faithfulness from the rising sun.
Okay. Okay, I don't know if Kingsley is there. Okay, I don't know if Kingsley is there. If you can hear me clearly. Okay. I think he's having a network from his end because I think people can hear me clearly. So let's move to goodness. Pending the time, Kingsley can hear us clearly. Okay, goodness. Thank you. I don't know if anybody can hear me. So I don't know if goodness can hear me clearly. Why we move to other person? Goodness, I don't know if you are there before we jump to another person. It seems they can't hear me. I don't know what's happening from their end. Okay, yes. Okay, I think the moderator is here today to request. Okay, let me give access. Why should we join? What's the name? Okay. Okay, Bookie, you can have the mic now. So you can hear me. Okay. So I don't know if others can hear me. I don't know what's happening to me. My yeah. I think I can. Okay, wait. What the okay. So I don't know if you can hear me. Bookie, we can't hear you. kindly accept the um what's happening. It seems like the network, why others can hear me, I don't know what's happening. Others can hear me, I don't know if others can also hear me clearly. You say what? Okay. I'm trying to see what's happening. Bookie, you can, I don't know if you can speak. We are not hearing you, Bookie. I don't know what's happening. She, but we can't hear Bookie. She says she's okay, but it's as host. Okay. It seems like everybody can hear me. You don't know what's happening. In fact, I was. Yes, we can hear you. That was okay. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. So pending the time we should be joining us back. So I will be starting with, because I don't know if Demola can hear me. So let's start with Demola because of our time. We have our time spent already. So Demola, please you can have the mic. So let's hear from your opinion. Thank you.
and great opportunity. When we talk about ChatGPT, I believe we all know what ChatGPT is all about. It's an AI platform whereby you can generate uh, text, you can search for information about what you know or what you don't know. And is an AI tool that can help you to to simplify your activities. But when we look at the destructive part, when we talk about the destructive part, we are looking at the dangers, the the effect, the negative impact is going to cause the world at large, the technological space, and also as an individual. So when we look at the destructive part, let's look at the main function of ChatGPT. Mostly, is let's we are going to call it a linguistic AI application. Why did I regard it as a linguistic AI application is because it is mostly a text-based application whereby you enter a text into the input section and automatically it generates its own result from several trainings it has been given. And when you look at the mechanism, it's a very simple mechanism in designing this AI technology. But when we look at the destructive part, the first thing we need to look at in terms of linguistics is that it's going to affect a lot of individuals. Let's start from the writers. In the aspect of writers, this AI platform, which is ChatGPT, is going to cause a lot of adverse effect to a lot of writers thereby increasing the level of plagiarism. When we look at plagiarism, we know is a process of copying someone else's job into your own job, copying verbatim without editing or changing the activities or the write up. Now, when we look at that, most writers, for example, a particular scenario came up online early, is it early this year or late last year? That was after the ChatGPT was released. It was a serious issue in the sense that the teacher gave the student assignments and all the students went ahead to ChatGPT to seek for answer. You know the funny part? ChatGPT gave each of them the same response because it is an AI platform and it was trained on the kind of response to give. So this same question was inputted by different students from different locations. They input the question, it gave them the same answer. But do you know the funny part? The children did not think of plagiarism. They went ahead to submit the assignment the way it was given to them as an output from ChatGPT. So fortunately, I hope everyone is hearing me.
Yeah, yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm
Okay, thank
hearing
you
you.
very
Can you
much.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. I just want to confirm if I'm not speaking to air. All right. So when the teacher came in, he saw the assignment, and immediately the teacher read the first child assignment. He read the second child, third child. The teacher was like, "Oh, did they copy each other?" So the teacher called them into order. He called the first three children to ask if they have copied each other. They said no. Okay, the teacher succumbed, asked them to return to their seat. He keep on reading the remaining assignments. Then he discovered that 90% of the students went on to ChatGPT to get the answer. Do you know why? The teacher also logged on to ChatGPT to confirm what is going on. He typed the answer, and ChatGPT brought the same response to the teacher. Now the students deny not copying each other. But do you know what? They are feeding from the same well, which is ChatGPT. So in that aspect, it also affects writers. Many writers nowadays will depend on ChatGPT. Thereby, they will not use their own creativity any longer, thinking technology has helped the situation. And in that aspect, I see it as a way whereby the technology, which is ChatGPT, is going to eradicate individual creativity. It's going to eradicate individual creativity in the sense of writing. And when we talk about writing, writing is an aspect of building oneself and also building a human personal brain. It also helps in increasing human vocabulary. When you write, the more you have access to vocabularies. But by the time you start using ChatGPT consistently, it tends to decrease the level of vocabulary in human. At the long run, it reduces the level of thinking in human. And at the end of the day, it will render human useless in terms of thinking, creativity, and vocabulary. Therefore, when a child, if our own generation could sit down, use ChatGPT, come back, work on the plagiarism, and get it submitted, it is because we can still use our brain to think. But let's look at the coming generations. The coming generations won't have that opportunity because at the age of 2, some children are already operating these gadgets we call laptop, desktop, smartphone, iPhone, iPad, and so on and so forth. They've been operating all these sophisticated devices. And these sophisticated devices are the one carrying out all these activities. Take for instance, every one of us, when we are typing on our mobile devices, we tend to use predictive words. When you are typing, your keyboard will show some word for you. It will display some words, giving you the opportunity to choose the one you use. It will predict the words to you. It's not left for you to pick the one you want to use. Now, when you pick those words, you are using AI predictive analysis automatically. Even if it is not on ChatGPT, you are using the predictive aspect of that AI, which is also embedded in the keyboard to generate words and also to give you substitute words to use when you are typing or writing on your devices. Now, let's come back to these children we are talking about, these coming generations. When this coming generation comes in, they come into a well furnished and well generated ecosystem. The whole system is generated and driven by AI. Such a child will not have the ability or the thinking faculty to even reason along that, okay, if I use this device, I should be able to apply my own creativity to make it distinct. In that case, the future of the next generation is at stake in the sense that when it comes to examination, students will end up using ChatGPT in their examination unless if the school IT department are able to apply disabled functionality into the system they will be using for examination. As long as it is not affected, the AI system will always bring out the predictive analysis to them. So
Okay,
also,
because of our time.
when we look at okay, Godwin, you want to say something? Or is it Godwin or good news?
Okay, I don't know if you can
Okay,
hear me.
because of our
Because of
time.
Okay.
our time.
In that case,
Yes, because of our time. We have 5 minutes for each. Bukola, I don't know if you can speak now. I have you can be the speaker now. You can speak.
all right.
Okay, I don't know if you
So
can hear
in that
me.
case,
Because of
yeah, I
our
can hear
time.
you.
Yes, because of our time. We have 5 minutes for each. Bukola, I don't know if you can speak now. I have you can be
Hello?
the speaker now. You can speak.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, so you spoke about the educational aspect already, and you said that students who they will do examination malpractice, but there are devices that you can use to check if a student use
Yes, but I
AI.
think your voice is breaking.
During exam. So, what if this school try to implement those? Can me?
Yes, but I think your voice is breaking.
Yeah, exactly. The voice is breaking, but I was able to pick what she's saying. Yeah, you are right. There are several platforms that can be used to check if a student makes use of plagiarism, which is true. But come to think of it, a child who does not have the idea that there is a platform that can be used to check if he or she makes use of plagiarism and went ahead to make use of plagiarism in terms of, let's say, essay writing or okay, let's just say essay writing. Now, in terms of essay writing, and he has written the write up thinking, yes, he has done well and he submitted. Coming out with a result and he found out he failed. Do you know, as a now I will now call you to an action again. As a white child, when you are in the school and you fail an examination, you have the right to call the teacher to question the teacher why you have failed the examination. So automatically, if that child knows there is a platform to use, for such a thing to detect that, the child will also make several research to look for another ways to boycott that aspect, which is also what a way of him reducing his own stress to think, to be creative, and to be able to produce something good for himself and the future at large. Thank you.
Well, sorry, I would like to come in with respect to this issue of plagiarity, uh, this issue of copying somebody's work. Yeah, it's something I we need to understand with respect to this. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. So, what I'm trying to say is that there are some things that come with this AI. From the topic we are looking at, disruptive power of Chat GTP, Chat GPT. That means there have been a flow of movement towards a particular direction, but the coming up of this Chat GPT is acting as an interrupt, like it break a chain of movement. It is something that people never expected. It's an innovation that people never expected. But from the way I see this ChatGTP, and having checked their platform and made some research over it, I think this ChatGTP is a great tool per se, but from my own assessment, ChatGTP may not last long. And I will tell you why. ChatGTP has some issues. One, it's making use of people's work. It does not have its own work. It's not generating its own work. So it's just it's just like normal AI. It studies your work, it studies what you do, and will be able to try to replicate that particular work. Now, I will tell you why I said that it will not last long. Somebody used ChatGPT to write a particular essay. She submitted it. She's a friend. She used ChatGPT while she was writing the essay, and at the end of the day, she submitted the whole thing. And when the people submitted the work on Google, the whole thing bounced back because it brought out a lot of work with the same or similar response. Now, in that case, when many people use that chat GTP to write text or to write their work or to do most of the things that they want to do with regards to essay writing, and they were disappointed, or they are disappointed with the way it comes up to expose them, you will see that many people that are writing may stop using ChatGPT for writing. Now, let's get to another issue of coding, because these are some areas that ChatGPT is able to cover. It covers some programming language, especially these Python, HTML, JavaScript. I think it's more efficient in programming than the way it is in writing. Somebody today, okay, it was last week in one of the space where here on Twitter, somebody made a comment. Somebody raised this issue, a concern of ChatGPT being partisan. And the way the person did it is he's American. He asked for Donald Trump, info about Donald Trump. ChatGPT brought a negative response about Donald Trump. He didn't even say anything, didn't even explain anything. But when that person entered Joe Biden, it brought out all good, sweet stories about Joe Biden. And if you look at it that way, there is also a tendency of this thing going to be used in kind of racism and all these things. And with respect to that, because of that, people may find it disgusting using chat GTP to do their work. Now, what if, because most of the places where chat GTP pick their work is from open space or these open source platforms. And what if people decide not to be sharing their projects in places like GitHub and its related projects? Where would ChatGTP be getting its new codes or its new information? Somebody said something this afternoon before I joined this space this evening. The concern was that he was trying to write a page. This person is a developer. Somebody said something this afternoon before I joined this space this evening. So when this particular person was saying something, but one thing about ChatGPT, though I know quite well, is that it's not for novice in a particular area of interest where you are using it for your work. In area where you are using it, it's not for novice. You must have to have reasonable knowledge about it to be able to command it to give you what you want.
Okay,
But
okay,
notwithstanding,
okay.
the issue of plagiarity is there, just as the last speaker pointed out, and to give you what
Other
you want.
things. Okay,
But
okay,
notwithstanding,
okay.
the issue of plagiarity is there, just as
Okay. So we can hear you. Oh, so
and
because of our time, we don't want to.
if
We
you
want
want
to
to
have others
in,
question
in
on
my
board
own,
while we are doing this.
notwithstanding,
okay.
Yeah, we
the
can hear
issue
you
of
clearly, but we
plagiarity
just want to make sure we have others' opinion.
just as
Pending the
Yeah,
time,
hello.
before we go
yeah, I
forward,
can hear
I
you.
think
Somebody is
there's a
like,
So we
line
can
that
I'm
hear
many
you.
having.
people
So
speak.
because of our time, we don't want to.
Now, I
We
want us
want
to
to have
look at this
others'
perspective
questions
of
on board
Yeah,
while we are
hello.
of
Can
this
you
Yeah,
can you
yeah,
hear
technology,
yeah,
me,
yeah.
so we
please?
can
Yeah, we
just
can
make
hear
sure
you
we
clearly,
contribute.
but we just want to make
Yeah.
sure we have others'
We're
opinion.
talking about
Pending the time,
the
before
aspect of
we
going
go
to
forward,
copy
I
the
think he
same
has
thing.
enlightened us a little bit
But
from his
I just want to
perspective.
put this in
Now,
place.
I want us to look at this
What there
perspective
are a lot
of.
of times
I will
questions
move
are
to
being
somebody else
twisted
now, so we
to
can
get
just make sure we
different
contribute.
answers on the chat
Someone
GPT.
you were talking
So I would
about
want somebody
the
to
aspect
contribute to
of
this idea.
going
Let's
to
start with
copy the
goodness.
same thing,
Thank you.
but I just want to put this in place. What There are a lot of times questions are being twisted to
Clearly,
get
clearly,
different
clearly.
answers on the chat GPT. So I want somebody to contribute to this, and let's start with goodness. Quick one. Thank you.
All right. So, good evening. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, I
Yes, I
can
can
hear
hear
Clearly,
you.
you.
clearly, clearly.
All right. So, good evening, guys. I am Goodness Vakar. So, on the disruptive power of ChatGPT, our second speaker pointed out that ChatGPT is like a category king. It created its own space. Yeah, there was AI before. You can start typing, and there is suggestions for you to put in and complete whatever you wanted to write. And then you are using AI, right? But ChatGPT came, gave us a more broader look, gave us a lot of possibilities, right, when it just came up. So as any other technology, there would definitely be the downsides of it. Like people say everything that there is advantages, there is advantages. Yeah, when you talk of creativity, yeah, some creativity may be affected, but in the long run, I believe that it is for the best. Now, this is why I think so. If I am a copywriter or a content creator and I'm supposed to write a copy that maybe will get me to Dubai, and I know the person that is sponsoring the Dubai trip and all of that. So all I'll have to do is trick my mind, like tweak what is on my mind, put it onto ChatGPT, give it some suggestions. ChatGPT kind of have a database of people already, which is one of the concerns you have. one of our speakers highlighted. But in some way, it also helps me because ChatGPT already knows this person. What catches this person's attention can bring in such words to that will actually help me in the long run. So I think in that way, if I am a copywriter, it has helped me save some time in researching the person or the company and a lot of other things that has helped me. Also, some words I may not have thought about has been brought to me by ChatGPT. All I have to do is, if you're a good writer, you can't pick up what ChatGPT just gave you and give it back verbatim. You have to rearrange it, re-strategize it, and think how best do I sell this to my audience. Yeah, and that's on the matter of creativity. Then on racism, by the last speaker that just spoke of concerns between Joe Biden and this other ex-president that was there. Yeah, ChatGPT is built on data models that's already existing. It is not self-sufficient. It is giving us, like they say that computers is garbage in, garbage out. Based on what it has been fed, the information, it may tend to be biased because of the models it is being built with. So also they I think I've lost my train of thought. So I'll let someone else take over for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. See, I just wanted us to know at this aspect
So
why some. I don't want us to waste
amazing
our time
technology, the
discussing
host is
only
over to you.
ChatGPT. We need to look at the marketing side and the competition of what these guys are up to in the market space.
Okay,
Because
thank you very much
as we are
for
talking
that.
about this side, we need
See,
to look at
I just
what are the
wanted us to
solutions
know
possible
at this
in the
aspect why
next
some.
two
I
to
don't want
three
us to
years.
waste our
The
time
competition we
discussing
are talking
only
about, each of us
ChatGPT. We need
here,
to look at the
as we want to be
marketing
talking
side
about
and
ChatGPT
the
and
competition
disruptive,
of
we
what
should
these
look
guys
at
are up to in the market
ChatGPT
space.
is
Because
also a
as we are talking about this
competition
side, we need to look
between
at what are the solutions
two
possible
tech
in the
giants.
next
So
two
if
to
you're
three
looking at
years.
Google
The
and
competition we
you're
are talking
looking at
about, each
what's
of us
happening.
here,
So now
as we
the
won't be
actual
talking
thing is,
about the
before I go
ChatGPT, the
straight to the
disruptive, we
questions, I
should
would
look
just
at
want somebody else to
ChatGPT
answer
is
me. So
also a
let me start with
competition
Kingsley before I
between
move down to somebody else.
two tech
So the
giants.
question now is
So if
that
you're looking at
inside the
Google
market space, before we move
and
to the
we are
market space,
looking
because
at
as I said
what's
earlier,
happening.
this is
So
a market
now the
strategy.
actual thing is,
Everybody
before
wants to
I go
market their
straight to the
product.
questions, I
I
would just want
assume if
somebody
Google
else
knows
to
that
answer me. So let me start
ChatGPT
with Kingsley
is
before I
going to be
move down to
coming in
somebody
a
else.
big way. They might
So
not
the
allow the
question now is
products
that
to come up
aside
in the
the
market
market space,
space,
before we move
which
to the
is very,
market space,
very
because as I
important.
said earlier,
So
this
aside
is
the
a
market
market
space, let me
strategist.
ask
Everybody
Kingsley,
wants to market
what
their
do you think
product.
about the
I
disruption
assume
of
if Google
ChatGPT?
knows
What
that
your perspective in less than
ChatGPT
5 minutes,
is
please?
going to be coming in a big way. They might not allow the products to come up in the market space, which is very, very important. So, aside the market space, let me ask Kingsley, what do you think about the disruptive of ChatGPT in your perspective in less than 5 minutes, please?
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Kingsley. I'm a front-end developer. Yeah, I have heard a lot of other speakers spoke about this disruptive power of ChatGPT. So before I answer your question, we have to recognize that this technology is not the only one existing. There have been other technologies, AI technologies that have been existing before now. So the question I asked was that why is it that it did not come up so popular like ChatGPT? From record, ChatGPT earned 5 million users in less than 5 days compared to other technologies. So, talking about the competition in the market, when I compare this ChatGPT with other AI technology that was existing, I was now like, okay, if Google, one of the largest technology company, had known that okay, this ChatGPT is going to overthrow them in such a way like this, I believe they must have done something earlier about it before now. So do you know that it was when ChatGPT came up that their CEO, Pechi, or whatever you call him, that was when he now went back to his developers and said, "Hey guys, you guys, there's something that is, if we do not take care, is going to overthrow our product and our company. Oh yeah, let's develop. No, you guys get to work, research, and a whole lot of this." He now went back to ginger them and give them more motivation that because they always want to be on top. So they have to go back to now develop and train some language model in order to trust me now, they are really competing with ChatGPT now. They have brought their own kind of AI model called is it Google Bart or something like that
Bad.
that was going to be integrated into Google search engine like Bing. It will now behave exactly almost exactly like ChatGPT. So there's a high rate of competition between the ChatGPT technologies and other big giant technology because everybody wants to be on top of it. Now, I heard some people saying that this is not going to stay long because of its limitation. Of course, everything that has advantage must have disadvantage. But the important thing right now is how can you use it now that it's still trendy? How can you use it to solve your own problem while it is still in existence? That should be our concern. We don't care. Definitely, if it do not last, there will be another technology that is going to move faster in solving human problems. Remember, the main essence of this technology is to ease human work whereby we can use it to search for content writing, lengthy or whatever at all it will give you. And also know that ChatGPT was published November 2022, right? So immediately after that period upward, ChatGPT does not have a knowledge of anything that happened after that its release. That's one of the limitations. So what I want us to pick up from this technology is that we should look at its advantage right now. Let's forget about the disadvantage first. Let's look at the advantage and the solution it brought to help human beings in performing most of our tasks, which has already been of help so far. Thank you very much.
Okay, nice one, nice one, nice one. That's a nice contribution. So let me quickly ask this question, and I'll be refining my question because of our time to soft code. If you can hear me clearly, because we don't have time, and we believe that if we leave this session to us, trust me,
Okay, nice one, nice
we're
one,
going to be
nice one. That's a
knowing,
nice contribution.
we're going to
So
be
let me
knowing
quickly
things
ask this
now.
question and I'll be
So,
refining my
quick one
question because of our
to
time
soft
to
code.
soft
So, I
code.
will talk about
If you
this.
can hear me clearly because
In a
we don't
normal
have time
life,
and we
how
believe that
much
if we leave this
people are
session to us,
discussing this language
trust me,
model, how exactly they are
it's
knowing,
going to be
how
name,
much knowledge they want
it's going to
to
be naming it down.
depend on.
So a quick
Okay,
one
I
to
wanted to get this
soft code.
question very
So
well,
I will talk about
but
this.
okay, let me jump to the
In a
question.
normal
Let
life,
me jump to
how
this question.
much
Now, bad,
people are
the
discussing
major
in this language
competitors
model? How exactly
for
they? I
this
mean, how much
Google,
knowledge they
for
want
this, yes,
to
bad, which
gain
is
and depend
mainly
on.
by Google.
Okay, I
So
wanted to get this
they are
question
the
very
major
well,
competitor currently.
but okay, let
So
me
the
jump a
strength staying
question.
power in the
Let me
market
jump to this
possible
question
modification
now.
from the
Bad
beginner.
the
So
the
what do you
major
think the future of
competitors
bad will talk about
for
this
these
product they are launching? Do
Google
you think the
for
bad
this yes
future
bad
where they're
which
coming
is
up to reign
mainly
over
by Google.
ChatGPT? Do you
So
think they
in a
have power?
major,
Do
they
you
are the
think they have
major
the
competitor
accessibility? Do
currently.
you think they can
So in
take
a
over
strength staying power in the
as the
market,
tech
possible
giants? Thank
modification
you.
from the original. So what do you think the future of bad will talk about this product they are launching? Do you think the bad future where they're coming up to reign over ChatGPT? Do you think they have power? Do you think they have the accessibility? Do you think they can take over as a tech giant? Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay. My name is Paul.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
can hear
software engineer
you.
currently
I can
working
hear you.
for a freelance agency in Poland, and my primary focus is developing software solutions using cutting-edge technologies, including artificial intelligence and machine learning. So, as a software engineer, personally, I have the opportunity to work with various AI language models, including ChatGPT as well, and I have seen firsthand the potential impact of this model on various industries. So, you talked about BARD, which is Google's AI model, which they brought about. Yeah, Google is a big tech company, and ChatGPT is like a new, or like a startup that started in November 2022, as one of the panelists have said. But from what I can see and what I've seen from the past um, occurrences that have happened, I believe that if for Google to surpass ChatGPT, they have to develop more essential features that ChatGPT has. For example, ChatGPT does not have a feature of image to text. Like if you want to paste an image to explain what you want to do, or you want to search for something online, ChatGPT does not have that. It's just an AI model which gives response based on the data that it has been trained. So if bad can accomplish that, ChatGPT will be rendered useless. And the only thing Google can do is just buy some of ChatGPT what is the ChatGPT technologies, the code base, so that they can use it as their own and make their own more better. That's the only way I can see that bad can surpass ChatGPT, because at the moment ChatGPT is soaring really high because it has one of the most significant features. Like it is very disruptive in the sense that it serves as a job displacement for people, especially content creators, like other planets have said, and writers. So yeah, that's what I can say about ChatGPT.
Okay, good. Nice one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'll be uh, putting up my question to okay,
Okay, so good
Wally.
evening.
I don't know if
I
Wally is
thank you
there.
very much,
Okay, Prince.
soft
Yes, I think
coder.
he's there.
Okay, good.
So
Nice one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'll be
looking at this question that I'll be
putting up
directing
my
to you.
question to
So currently, for me, we look at
okay,
Okay,
ChatGPT is
so
just a
good
test-run
Wally. I
evening.
don't know if
model
I
Wally is
thank you
there.
very much,
Okay, Prince. Yes, I
It
think
is
he's
just
there.
a test-run
So
model for a more larger form of AI, which we
So,
see that is
looking at
usually
this question
used
that I'll be
in
directing to
the
you.
AI space.
So,
So
currently,
we
for me,
believe
we
that
look
a
at
bigger and
ChatGPT is
better one
just a
might come on
test-run
board,
model
or is even
for
coming.
much
We don't know
larger.
what will happen
That is,
because
it's
this is
just a
just a
test-run
shock to us.
model for a
So
more
question
larger
is,
form
how
of
do
AI,
people intend
which
to
we see like
adjust?
is now
Because
a
whether
threat
we
to
like it or
the,
not,
the, the AI
it's
space.
sending
So, we believe
it's
that
a
a
turn
bigger
towards
and
tech.
better
That
one
is,
might come on
it is
board,
telling us that
or
the
is even
future is
coming.
here.
We don't know what will
And
happen
if
because
till
this is
tomorrow
just a
now
shock to
something
us.
come up
So,
beyond
question is,
ChatGPT, what
how
will
do
happen? Do
people
you think
intend to adjust?
how do you
Because
see
whether we
this?
like
How do
it
you
or
see
not,
this? Like
it's sending
currently.
it is a trend towards tech, that it is telling us that the future is here. And if tomorrow now something come up beyond ChatGPT, what will happen? Do you think, how do you see this? How do you see this, like, currently?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name's Awuyi Adewale. Kindly confirm if you can hear me, please. Hello, can you hear me?
Sure, I can hear you.
All right. So, talking about what the future holds, what we should prepare for, or whatever about this chat GPT. I would like to broaden my speech about this AI of a thing generally. Now, I have met with maybe two or three guys in this AI space, in this tech space, who are kind of being scared of AI taking away their jobs from them. I used to say it and I will continue saying it that AI is here. AI has come to stay. AI cannot be chased away. AI is here already, is with us. And AI is not here to take away our jobs. AI is here to help us, to assist us in our jobs. Now, when Mr. Ademola was speaking the other time, he spoke about these writers. We think that their jobs has been taken away by this chat GPT, whereby you can go to the chat GPT platform and type a question and you have a write up about it. But I want to tell you, you as a writer, if you get yourself familiarized with ChatGPT and you improve on your writing, you'll be able to make use of ChatGPT to write wonderful write-ups that you'll be able to present to people, and there will not be anything like plagiarism. How do I mean? Now, I am opportune to work with a company. I think 2 or 3 months I was with them as a front end developer, and I discovered that in their company they have so many departments, to the extent that they have people that they call them search engine department. They are the department that use Google. If you want to search for anything, you go to them, you tell them I need this, then they are the one that will type it to search to Google to search for you. They made me to understand that not everybody can use Google. We have some people that can use Google. So when those guys search for the information, they get it, they give the links to some guys that will now develop it, bring up the write up together. They will have, you have like 3 4 5 links that the search guys has been able to generate. They will give it to those that will bring it together, match it together, then they send it to another department. Then before you that request for it get the information, it has been fine tuned to the extent that if you type into Google the request you give to these guys, you no have answers, you no have the answers you are getting. What do I mean is it will be an added advantage where by the time you want to apply as a writer that hello, I'm a writer, this and that, I can use ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT will give you content, you begin to modify it, edit it, having in mind that this ChatGPT of a thing give general give the same write up to everybody, but you want your own to be unique. So what do I want to bring out in essence is that in the next 2 3 4 5 years, let me say 10 years thereabout, if you are not improving on yourself, you will be outdated as a tech guy. Those tech guys that are making it now, that are calling themselves I'm a tech bro, I'm a this, I'm a that, I know this, I know that, if you sit on what you know already, by the time all these AIs, we have ChatGPT now, we have what's it called that Google has developed now. Before you know it, 2 3 years time, we don't know who and who are underground developing their own too. You just see AIs erupting from nowhere. At the end of the day, some people become useless because they refuse to step up, they refuse to advance in their career. So my advice now is all these AI are coming to assist us, then let's focus on our field. What is your current field? Get advanced in it, learn more, so that by the time this AI of a things come, people cannot use AI. I believe somebody who doesn't have understanding of programming cannot just type to chat GPT that you give him code for this. The chat GPT will give you the code, fine, but where will you put the code? Do you want to put the code on your phone? Then you have to learn how to use what's it called, text editors. And you as a developer, you know all these things. So by the time you request for certain code on chat gpt, it will give you the code, you have idea of how to use the code, then you are still relevant. Chat gpt has made the work easier for you, then you begin to edit the code it gives to you, because you don't want your app to look like the app, or to look like another person's app, which is the code that ChatGPT will give to you will be exactly the code it will give to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Before you know it, 2, 3, 10, 500 people are producing the same app with the same everything. But you, as a developer that has advanced yourself, that has get yourself acquainted with your field very well, you'll be able to edit and make use of the chat gpt, and nobody will be able to discover you have used this thing. So that is my own take. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I will have this question direct to goodness. So while you asked answer me, so in a sense of seeing a ChatGPT as a solution to the
Okay.
space,
Thank you very much. Before I
in
will
a
have
sense
this
that you
question
see this
direct
as
to
the
goodness.
ChatGPT
So
as an
while you
innovation or
asked answer
solution
me,
to the
so
answer of what we're
in a
looking for,
sense of
did you know
seeing a
that we still
ChatGPT
have
as a
a
solution to the
model
space,
trained 98%, not accurate? Because when you're coming to predict an
in
answer
a
or you
sense
want
that you're
ChatGPT
seeing
to
the
give you an
space
answer,
in the
there are still
ChatGPT as
some
an
things
innovation or
it does not
solution to
recognize.
the
In
answer
fact, most
of
of
what
what
we're
it will come
looking
out
for.
with is
Do
error.
you know that
I'm just like
we still have it, the
I'm a
model
machine built
trained
on a
98%,
machine
not
built
accurate? Because when you're
by
coming
human.
to
So which
predict
means
an
that there
answer
are still
or you
some
want
questions that
ChatGPT
may
to give you
yeah.
an
So when
answer,
you ask some
there are still
questions
some
and
things
you
it
notice this
does
thing
not
gives you error,
recognize. In
what
fact, most of what
happened?
to come
You
as
see,
a say
like
error.
there's not
I'm just like
information like that is not
I'm a
uploaded
machine
on
built
the
on
ChatGPT
I'm a
database,
machine
or
built
what do you think?
by
It
human.
happens.
So which
Thank
means
you.
that there are still some questions that we expect. So when you ask some question and you notice this thing gives you error, what happened? Is it like there's not the information like that is not uploaded on the ChatGPT database, or what do you think it happens? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity to speak. I think what happens when you see error, it's either there is a network overload where there is too many requests at the same time, and this is possibly because you are on the free tier and you can't make that much request at a time, or you are just something. It could also be that there is no exact search in the database. Like my previous speaker has mentioned, there was an exact search made by some students, and it gave them exact answers, all about three, four, five students. And the teacher came to realize, oh, you guys were using ChatGPT. So in that case, what you should do is rephrase the question. If you ask me, what were you doing after school today? And then I'm like, I've never heard such a statement in my life. You can maybe decide to rephrase the question. When you left school today and you told me you have done this, you told me you have done this, what else did you do in between? Okay. That could give me a more suggestive approach, just in case that might have been in my database. And also just a general tip, it is it is a best practice to give your own thoughts, not just the question. When you get a question, understand it yourself, maybe write out how you understand it, and then feed it with suggestions of how you think it should be or what you think you need to chat GPT. Not just saying Okon is a boy, so who is April? Okay. I think that is my own opinion on the matter.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's just a great response to that. So, because of our time, we'll just ask one or two questions that I have here. Now, in a case that is very common that
Okay, thank
ChatGPT
you
gives
very
the wrong
much.
answer as it
Yeah,
does.
that's
Okay,
just
I think
a great
there's this
response
question.
to that. So,
Okay, is
because
there
of
a
our time,
way for people
we'll
to
just ask
check
one or two
the errors in
questions that
future?
I have
Now,
here.
if you look at this
Now,
question very well,
in a
as
case
this
that
thing
is
is
very
coming up,
common that
somebody mentioned
ChatGPT gives
that
the wrong
maybe
answer
their
as it does.
competitor can
Okay,
come
I
up
think
with image,
there's
can
this
fill,
question.
because
In other
ChatGPT is
words,
built on
okay,
text, where
is there a
90 to 80%
way
will
for
be
people
input.
to check
So,
the
is there a
errors
way
in
for people
future?
to for
Now, if you look
like
at this question very
to
well,
check the error in
as these
future?
things is
That
coming
is
up,
all
somebody
these things
mentioned
that we are
that
seeing
Google,
that
their
is not even
competitor,
accurate.
can
Do
come
you
up
think
with
there are
image,
models
can
that can be
field,
built
because ChatGPT
accurately
is built on text,
100%?
where
Now,
that's
this
just what
question I
it's
will
being
direct you
built
to
on. So, is there a way for people to,
Akim. I don't know if if he's
for
there.
people to
Akim.
check the error in future? That is all these things that we are seeing that is not even accurate. Do you think there are models that can be built accurately, 100%? So, this question I
Okay,
will
I
be
think Akim
directing
is
to
having a network
um,
issue. So
Akim. I don't know if
Harrison, I will
if
be
he's there.
directing that question to you.
Akim.
Do you think this error in future can be upgraded, that is can still be built in 100% instead of having them 98%? Because
Okay, I think
currently
Akim is having a
ChatGPT is
network
not
issue.
perfect, it's
So
not complete yet. There's
Harrison,
still a
I'll be
lot of things that
directing
need to
that
be built. Do
question
you
to
think there
you.
are machine models
Do you
can be built
think
in future that will be
this
accurate
error in future can be
100%?
upgraded, that is can still be built in 100% instead of having them 98%? Because currently the ChatGPT is not perfect, it's not complete yet. There's still a lot of things that need to be built. Do you think there are machine models that will be built in future that will be accurately 100%?
Well, thank you, uh, Moses, for this question and for the opportunity you give me to respond to this question. Uh, there is no way you will expect a machine to be 100% accurate. I think for the fact that human beings are the people that do the thinking, these machines are programmed with respect to what we feel the programmer, or with the data that the programmer think that it's needed at that time, and to solve a particular problem. So I don't think it's very possible for any machine to be able to give 100% response to human needs. And if the only thing that may happen is to upgrade the versions Like a time will come, you will now begin to see version 3 point, so version 3.1, 3.2, 3 point. That is what we may likely be seeing. But for we to say that we are having a situation whereby these projects that are coming up, either AI or any device, will solve the need 100%. I don't think it's possible. Rather, there will be improvement with the versions that they have, but you can't get 100% answer because they are machines, not human. Even human, there are room for errors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harrison. That's just a nice question. I will round up this session, but I just want us to quickly look at this aspect in less than 10 minutes, please. Because as a developer, we all want to build products. We are all happy that we have a product and it's
Thank you
moving.
very much, Harrison.
And we
That's
never
just a
look at
nice
the
question.
competition
I
side
will
of
round
it.
up this session, but
Where
I
what
just
we
want us to
build,
quickly look at
what
this
we,
aspect in
a
less than
developer
10 minutes,
codes, and
please.
when you invest
Because
a
as a
product,
developer,
using the
we
time,
all want to build
let's
products.
forget about the time
We
you're
are all
developing,
happy that
the
we have
time
a
you're trying to
product and it's
prototype, the
moving.
time you're trying
But
to
have we ever looked at the
bring out
competition
what
side
you've
of
built,
it?
the
Where
prototyping
what we
time,
build,
the time you're trying
what
to
we've,
draw on
a
board,
developer
having to
codes,
solve a
and
lot of
when
solutions,
you
and
invest a product,
boom, you
using the
just
time
notice
for,
the things
let's
you've
forget
been
about the
building
time you
on,
are
you spent
developing, the
days
time
or
you are trying
months
to
or years,
prototype, the time you're
is
trying
something that
to
is better than it
bring out what
comes on
you've
board.
built,
And
the
from there,
prototyping time,
you
the
couldn't
time you're
wait.
trying to
That money
draw
you're
on
supposed to
board,
get
having to
anything.
solve a lot of
So,
solutions,
as a
and
developer, should we
boom,
look at
you
the
just
aspect
notice the
of
things you've been
ideas
building
that
on,
are
you
coming
spent
on board, or
our days
things that
or
will
months
happen
or
in the
years,
next 2 to 3
is
years?
something that is
I believe
better
if a
than
developer
it
start thinking
comes
like
on
that,
board.
it
And
is
from
easier
there,
to start
you
knowing
couldn't
what will
make that
happen
money you
or
were supposed to
what
make
is the
anymore.
in fact we
So,
know
as
what
a
is the
developer,
what
should
by
we
the
look
time we
at the
detect the
aspect
problem, it is
of
easier to go to the
ideas
market
that are
space
coming on
and
board that
make
will
more
things
money
that will be
with
happening
our
in
own
the next
solution?
2 to 3
So I'll be
years?
directing
I
this
believe if a developer
question
start thinking like that,
to
it is easier to start knowing
Ademola.
what will
Quick one.
happen, or
Let's okay.
what is the, in fact, we know
Yes.
what is the problem. By the
I
time we
don't know if
detect the
Ademola can hear
problem,
me
it's easier to
while
go to the market space
we
and
have
make
one
more money
speaker
with
more.
our own solution. So I'll be directing this question
Okay, Ademola requested
to
to speak. Sorry.
Ademola. Quick
I'll be
one.
asking the
Let's
question
okay.
back to
Yes. I don't know if
Prince.
Ademola can hear me while we have one more speaker more.
Yeah.
Okay, Ademola requested to speak. Sorry. I'll be asking the question back to um, Prince.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Just like I said the other time, see, anything you are doing in life that you are not thinking of how to improve it will become outdated very soon. Now, apart from your product, you as a developer, you should be thinking of how to upgrade yourself. Look at the market. Look at what is applicable in the market. Look at look at challenges people are facing. Look at how do you relate it to what you are doing as a developer, as a tech guy. How do you find solution to these things? Now you have built an app, you have built a website. You need to walk around and see what other guys are doing. What are other guys building? How can you beat it? How can you create more solution to people's problem? I don't know if you are getting me. So as a developer, I will say yes to your question. You should always be looking for ways to improve your product, make it more valuable, make it more marketable. That is how to remain in the market. If you sit down on what you produced last year, this year it might have become outdated. Somebody would have come up with something that is more better, more advanced than yours. So that is why on a daily basis you have to be looking for ways to improve yourself. Just like one of my boss, I have a boss that used to tell me, is a look, if you are not improving yourself, if you are not working on yourself, very soon, if you are in a company and you are not working on how to improve yourself, very soon the company will drop you off. Why? They will get somebody that is better than you, that has been able to work on itself and has more skill than you, that is ready to replace you. And the company is very always interested in somebody that will be more productive. You now, you have become less productive, there is another person who is more productive. They will be ready to hire the person with a higher price than yours, since he's going to be more productive. So it should be our goal, it should be our aim to always look for way to better yourself, to better your product, and that is how to remain relevant. Thank you.
Okay, Bookie. I think you can. Yeah, you can speak, Bookie.
Okay, Bookie. I think you can.
So, Tope, can I add to what he just said?
Yeah, you can speak, Bookie.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry, my network was very bad. That's why you guys have not been hearing me. Yes, I heard what the last speaker said. You are very right. I just want us to know that GPT is just like it's just here. There have been other the variants of GPT. We have GPT. They have other ones like 3.5, 3. So this is just like a new model. Other ones will still come, and OpenAI is not done. They are just beginning. They are just beginning because they say that for 2024 they're going to have a revenue of like 1 billion. So they are just starting. So everybody should just get used. You should just get ready for the new technology that is here because
Okay, I think Ari, what's your what was I think the guys wants to talk. Where is he? I think log out. Okay, Harrison.
Okay, I think Ari, what's your Baba was. I think the guys want to talk. Where is he? Did he log out?
Harris. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Harrison.
yeah. I wanted to add to what the person that spoke before the last speaker. I think every product should have a room for feedback, and that is why if you are downloading any software from Play Store, you will have something like review. So I think anybody that is designing any product should be able to have a product review, so that you, from the feedback that the consumers are giving to you, that you'll be able to build upon on your improved app. So I believe that even this chat GTP that we are talking about this night, or this chat GTP that everybody is talking about, they are still building, because they will still pick the review of people, work on it, and bring out the improved aspect. So to me, to add to what he said, I would say that we should be looking at adding users review to our product, so that we'll be able to know what our users need and how to include their response to our next version of product. I think with that, we'll be able to be improving our product, and as well, if it's something that we may not be able to do, we can also study to advance our knowledge to be able to meet up with our customers or our clients' reviews. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It's just like we've been able to say everything. There's nothing to talk about. It's just like this is just a session where, because of our time, if we could just continue this, I honestly there's
Okay,
a lot
thank you
to
very
talk
much.
about.
It's just like we've been able to say everything.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about. It's just like this is just a session where, because of our time, if we could just continue this, I honestly there's a lot to talk about. It's just like we've been able to say.
Okay. Hi, my. Hello. Hey, take me out. Sorry, my network logged me out. So as I said earlier, it is very very important to note what will happen in the future, and I want us to please take our time to make enough research. Are you getting me? It is very, very important in the tech space we make enough research. Everything we are all saying here is correct simply because we've all make research. And as a third guy, we don't just want to reach a future
make
where we won't be
enough
able to see
research.
anything anymore.
Are you getting
The
me? It is
future
very,
is
very
now,
important in the
and
tech
let us
space
start
we
thinking
make enough
differently,
research.
because a lot of
Everything
people
we
are
are all
expecting, we
saying
don't
here
know.
is
Some
correct
of us say that
simply
we are in
because
this space
we've all
might
make
be the
research.
future
And as a third guy, we
how do
don't
I call
just
it,
want to
Bill
reach a
Gates,
future
the
where
future
we won't be able to
billionaire,
see
and
anything
even
anymore.
the one of
The
the
future
biggest
is
giant.
now.
Google might
And
then
let us
might not
start
be
thinking
maybe might
differently
have been
because a
something
lot of
beyond,
people are
but
expecting. We
we
don't
need to
know.
think
Some of us say that we are in this space,
differently.
might be
This
the
will set us
future,
outside. If you can do
how
this,
do I call it?
regardless of
Bill
what we
Gates,
start, just come
future
up with a
billionaire,
product,
and
build
even the
on it,
one of the
work on
biggest
it.
giant. And Google
Let's see
might
what can
then
bring.
might
These
not
guys
be
are
the
generating
maybe we might
billions
have
of
been
nairas
something
every
beyond,
month. I was
but we
surprised
need
when
to
they asked the
think
guy, how much are you generating
differently.
in
Am
a
I the
month?
This
one
will
lost
set
in
us
This guy is
network,
aside.
or
saying
If we can
this
do
guy
the
is still
this,
saying he
regardless of
has
what
not
we start,
generated
just
any
come up
car.
with a
In fact, he
product,
did not build the
build
model.
on
He
it,
was
work
just
on it.
building the
Let's
model
see
for
what can bring.
fun.
These guys are
Can you
generating
imagine?
billions of
So if you
nairas
build a
every
model
month.
for
I was
fun,
surprised when they
even a
asked the guy,
product you build
"How much are you
intentionally has not
generating in the
generated that
ChatGPT
kind of
space?"
money.
This guy is
It
saying,
means the
this guy is still
future is
saying
here, and
he
if we
has not
can
generated any money. In fact, he
think
did not build the
we will
model.
build
He was just
differently.
building the
We
model
believe
for
in the
fun.
country. We believe that
Can you
we as
imagine?
developer
So
guys,
if you
or
build a model
anything we
for
are doing
fun,
in the tech space,
even a product you
requires
build
creativity.
intentionally has not generated
As
you
we
that
are
kind
all
of
here,
money, it
please,
means the
anything you
future
have
is
of
here. And
yours
if we
and you
can
think you need a
think
team to
and
work
think,
with,
we would
call
build
anybody in the
differently.
community. In
We
fact, if you
believe
just
in the
drop me
country.
your
We
ID
believe
or
that
anything like
we as
that,
a developer guys
definitely we
or
will all collaborate
anything we are doing
together
in tech
and
space
think differently,
requires
come up
any
with
solution.
ideas
And
that
as we
could
are all
be good
here,
things that will
please,
definitely
anything you have on
Hello, is
board
the
and you think
section
you
over,
need a
please? I
team
can't
to
hear
thank you
work
very much,
anything.
with,
everybody, and I
call
want to
anybody in
appreciate
the
my
community. In
speakers,
fact, if you just
starting
drop in the
from
comment, I need
Kingsley,
a team like this.
Addison,
Definitely, we will all
Ademola
come
Code, that's my
together
web
and think
developers
differently, come up
lead,
with
and
ideas that could be
Prince
things that
Joseph,
will
that's
definitely
Prince himself.
revenue on in
I
the
salute
future.
you both.
So
And my
thank you very
Oga
much,
Palawata
everybody,
here,
and I want to
Goodness
appreciate my
Baka.
speakers,
Yes, yes,
starting
thank you
from
very much for
Kingsley,
joining.
Addison,
And
Ademola
who
Ku,
else
that's
I've
my web
not
developers lead, and
salute? And
Prince
my
Joseph,
listeners,
that's
thank you very
Prince
much. From
itself.
starting
I
from
salute you
Michael,
both.
yes,
And my
Jane,
Oga Palawata here, Goodness
Victoria,
Baka.
Sha,
Yes,
John,
yes. Thank you very
Exo,
much for joining.
Anthony,
And
and Yemi.
who else I've
In
not
case you want to
really
join the community, please,
salute.
I
And
don't know,
my listeners, thank you very much.
Vim, you can
Starting
drop the
from
chat.
Michael.
I'll be
Yes, you're
dropping the
doing
chat
well.
on the space here. So, in case you have anything to discuss with
XO,
us, you can
and
come
Tony
back to the
and
community.
Yemi.
And
In case you
definitely,
want to
we'll
join the
definitely attend
community,
to it. And in
please.
case you want to join the
I don't
ETC
know.
community, and this is what
Maybe
we're talking
is there a
about,
way we can drop
just
the
make
chat?
sure
Okay, I'll
maybe
be dropping a chat
after
on
this, you
the
can
space
DM me
here.
on
So
my
in case you have
what's it called,
anything to
on my
discuss with us, you can
tweet
come back to the
DM. You can just
community,
tweet me in the
and
DM, and
definitely we'll
definitely
definitely
we'll
attend to it.
discuss
And in
and
case you want
add
to
you
join
to
the
the
ATC
community.
community,
And
and
that's
this
what
is
we'll be
what we're
doing
talking
from
about,
this week.
just make
Thank you very
sure
much,
maybe
everybody. And I
after this you
say
can
do
DM
have
me
a wonderful
on
night. I hope
my
we still
what's it
have
called
everybody in the
on my
session. So let's hope by
tweet
the next
DM. You can
week,
just tweet
or
me in my
anything
DM,
can
and
happen in the future
definitely
space,
we
we
could
could
discuss and
definitely bring
add
us
you to
together
the
and discuss on
community.
something.
And
Might
this is
not
what
be
we'll
on
be
chat
doing for this
GPT
week.
again.
Thank you
Might
very
be
much,
about technology
everybody.
that is
And
very,
I
very
say,
important
do have a
and
wonderful
is
night. I
changing the
hope to
space.
have
Thank you very
everybody in the
much,
session.
everyone.
And so
And in
let's
case
hope
that
by
session will be
next
recorded,
week or
we upload it
anything
on
can happen in
YouTube,
the future
so you can
space,
have
which will
access to the
definitely bring
resources,
us
add
together
it to
and
your
discuss on
future.
something. Might not be
Maybe
on
on your
chat
LinkedIn,
GBT
so we
again,
can
might be
definitely
another technology that is
have
very, very
you on the
important
future list
and it's
and
changing the
definitely
space. Thank you
push you
very
more.
much,
Thank you very
everyone.
much,
And in
everybody.
case that
And do
session will be
comment on our
recorded,
Twitter
we
space for
upload it
how
on
the
the
Twitter
YouTube,
went
so
and
you can
how the
have
session
access to
has
the resources.
definitely
Add
been
it on your
beneficial,
feature,
or how
on your
we've
maybe on your
really
LinkedIn,
contributed so
so
far.
we can
Thank you very
definitely
much, everyone, and do have a
have you
wonderful
on the
night.
future
Good
list
night.
and definitely push you more. Thank you very much, everybody. And do comment on our Twitter space for how the Twitter went and how the session has definitely be a benefit to you or how you've really contributed so far. Thank you very much, everyone, and do have a wonderful night. Good night.
Thank you.